Jude Bellingham is the talk of the town as Real Madrid's big transfer target this summer, and it looks like the move is getting closer by the day. Initially, the future of Bellingham was set to be the subplot of the summer transfer window, but Real Madrid is determined to make sure that his transfer doesn't turn into a never-ending saga. According to sources close to the club, Bellingham is thrilled at the prospect of joining Real Madrid and is excited about the project they have in store for him. This young and talented midfielder is expected to become a key player in the next generation of Real Madrid, one that will christen the newly rebuilt Santiago Bernabeu stadium. So, where will Bellingham fit into the Blancos squad? Join us as we delve into the exciting possibilities and examine his potential impact on the team. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to our channel to get more top-notch analysis and stay up to date with the latest news in the world of football. Trust us, you won't want to miss this. First of all, it is important to say that, as of today, sources suggest that Real Madrid's signing of Jude Bellingham is not a done deal, and that no agreement has been reached with Borussia Dortmund. While Liverpool and Manchester City have both expressed interest, Liverpool has since withdrawn from the race. Madrid are cautious about the potential transfer as they cannot offer as much money as City and value the player at around €100 million, while Dortmund's asking price is €150 million. Despite this, Madrid has continued with caution, and recent talks with the 19-year-old England international have made them more optimistic about a potential transfer. The developments surrounding this potential transfer have sparked great interest at the club's training ground, and even taken some players by surprise. Toni Kroos has already signed a contract extension for 1 more year, despite Madrid being open to offering him an extension for 2 seasons. Club president Florentino Perez has also expressed his desire for Croatian playmaker Luka Modric to renew his contract. The situation surrounding Dani Ceballos, whose contract is also up in the summer, is less clear. Bellingham would also face tough competition for a starting spot from the likes of Federico Valverde, who has been one of Madrid's key players in recent seasons, Eduardo Camavinga, who is in talks to renew his contract and also wants to play more as a midfielder than as a left-back, and Tchouameni, who has had limited first-team opportunities. Nonetheless, it's easy to see why the talented English midfielder would want to join Real Madrid. The club boasts one of the most promising young teams in world football, a world-class manager, and an intangible prestige that comes with donning the famous white kit. As part of the team, Bellingham would be expected to win La Liga every year and contend for the Champions League regularly, all while learning from legendary players like Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. Joining Real Madrid would undoubtedly raise Bellingham's profile and establish him as one of the best players in the world while playing for one of the biggest clubs in the game. On paper, this seems like a perfect match, but there are some details that need to be sorted out. As we've seen, Real Madrid already has at least 5 starting caliber midfielders and a number 10 in place, making it difficult to find a spot for Bellingham in the starting lineup. These are simple decisions to make in the long term, but Real Madrid is a club that focuses on the present and demands immediate results. Nonetheless, Bellingham would undoubtedly bring a lot of talent to the team and contribute to its success. So, as the rumour mill intensifies and fans eagerly anticipate the potential arrival of Bellingham, the question remains, how exactly will he fit in with the team? While some footballers are a perfect fit for any club, most need to be moulded to fit the system. This could potentially be a problem for Bellingham, who is a specific type of player that excels at carrying the ball and creating from advanced positions. This is not exactly the Madrid way, but there are configurations that could bring out the best in him. While Bellingham might not be a plug-and-play footballer for Real Madrid, he still has the talent to succeed at the Santiago Bernabeu. Playing alongside legends like Modric and Kroos would undoubtedly raise his profile and make him one of the best in the world. The challenge would be finding the right balance and fit within the team, but if anyone can make it work, it's Carlo Ancelotti. If Jude Bellingham is looking for a role model among midfielders, he couldn't do much better than Luka Modric. Despite their differences in physical build, they share a similar playing style. Both are tenacious dribblers who love to attack and excel in the final third of the pitch. Pairing the two of them in a 4-3-3 formation would be a lethal combination. Bellingham could focus on pushing the ball forward, while Modric could act as the vital link between midfield and attack. And by adding Eduardo Camavinga as a number 6, Real Madrid's midfield would be well-rounded and complete. However, there is a downside. Toni Kroos would have to make way for this new combination. Despite his excellent passing skills, Kroos has some defensive weaknesses that have been flagged as a concern, and his goal-scoring output has been dwindling. While it's not Ancelotti's usual style to leave him out, this new midfield trio could potentially give Real Madrid their best shot at success. Another viable solution would be to incorporate Bellingham into a 4-3-3 formation alongside Modric and Kroos. Bellingham is a versatile player who can play in all midfield positions, but his unique skill set is perhaps not best utilised in a defensive midfield role. In fact, he's most effective when allowed to operate as a box-to-box midfielder, with much of his success coming from a left-sided number 8 position. Kroos has excelled in this position for many years, and he'll be sharing playing time with Bellingham next season. Additionally, Bellingham could potentially operate from the right side of Carlo Ancelotti's anticipated midfield three. However, Modric is no longer capable of playing 90 minutes, and Kroos is not a prototypical number 6 midfielder in the way that Madrid ideally requires. But the dominance of this midfield trio on the ball would make up for any shortcomings in defensive duties. With Modric and Kroos distributing the ball and Bellingham pushing forward, this midfield would immediately become one of the most thrilling in the world. One other possible option to consider is integrating Bellingham into a 4-3-3 alongside Valverde and Tchouameni. While Modric and Kroos are undoubtedly talented, their age and fitness limitations make it difficult for them to consistently play multiple games each week. As evidenced by Modric's declining La Liga matches towards the end of the season, Ancelotti is aware of this issue. Thankfully, Madrid has two other promising midfielders in Valverde and Tchouameni. Valverde has had a breakout season, scoring goals at a much higher rate than before and becoming a regular fixture in the squad, mostly on the right wing. But it's likely that the natural midfielder will eventually move back into the centre of the park. Tchouameni, on the other hand, was a big money acquisition last summer and appears to be the future of Madrid's defensive midfield. It's expected that these three players will be part of the team's plans for years to come. While they might not initially play together, it wouldn't be surprising if Ancelotti experiments with this midfield trio at some point during the upcoming season. Moreover, Ancelotti has experimented with a 4-2-3-1 formation in the past, often to accommodate both Rodrigo and Valverde in the starting lineup, with Rodrigo playing in his preferred number 10 position. However, if Ancelotti decides to go back to this setup, it would be to get the best out of Rodrigo. But as good as Rodrigo is, Bellingham is arguably even better in that position. During the World Cup, Gareth Southgate deployed Bellingham almost like a 10, or at least an advanced number 8. Similarly, at Dortmund, Bellingham often played higher up the pitch, creating chances in the final third. With Camavinga, Kroos, Modric and Tchouameni all competing for midfield spots, playing Bellingham as a number 10 could be another option for Ancelotti to consider. There's also a possibility that Bellingham may not immediately find a starting spot in Madrid's lineup. Ancelotti has a history of being cautious when it comes to integrating new signings, particularly midfielders. In fact, Camavinga was initially deployed in a wide position and has yet to establish himself in his preferred position, despite his excellent performances. Similarly, Tchouameni was initially brought into the team out of necessity, but has since seen his playing time reduced. It's clear that Madrid is not afraid to leave players on the bench if they're not performing well or if they're rushed into the team too soon. Therefore, if both Modric and Kroos are fit and Ancelotti decides to opt for a more natural defensive midfielder, Bellingham might have to wait for his opportunity to shine. And he shouldn't be rushed into the Real Madrid starting lineup right away. Their team cannot afford to take risks, and the midfielder's playing style doesn't perfectly align with Madrid's approach. He needs time to adapt to and develop with the team's style of play. However, with his undeniable talent, there's no doubt that Bellingham will make an impact eventually. As of now, Madrid's midfield is perfectly balanced, and Ancelotti has been cautious about making changes. Tchouameni's situation serves as a cautionary tale of what can go wrong if a player is rushed into the Madrid team too early. Bellingham is signed to be the future of Madrid, and his contribution to the present isn't a priority. His reported contract until 2029 demonstrates that the club sees him as a long-term investment, rather than a quick fix. And there you have it, folks. We've laid out our predictions for how Jude Bellingham could potentially fit into the Real Madrid squad. Do you agree with our analysis? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this video informative and entertaining, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more exciting content like this.